you mentioned the Supreme Court. You don't agree with Dobbs. You agree with that 1970s case. You don't agree with Dobbs. So like, just.
I think that someone can make an argument. I think that someone can make an argument. I think that someone can make an argument that Dobbs, in accordance with the interpretation from the Supreme Court, is valid. That does not contend with the fact that federal protections are the most moral consideration of human rights, and anything in which would infringe upon that is by virtue immoral. Right? It absolutely is the case that access to abortion should be federally protected. And I absolutely think that there is a viable argument that a conservative court, right, would make an incorrect judgment, but even if the judgment is correct, that wouldn't change that we should have federal protections.
So I'm very pro-choice. I think it's a really simple thing. I think we've already delineated it in this country that we care more about bodily autonomy than we do life. We'll allow you to let little Timmy die in the hospital bed next to you, even if you have the blood or the spleen or the marrow or whatever it is in your body that could save him. We will tell you you're under no obligation to save.
No, my position on abortion is that okay. So my position on abortion,
position sentience.
Yeah, is that it's
that's not my position. That's not my position. I believe in choice for another reason. I think that we have prioritized bodily autonomy.
Zach, well then I have a question. Okay. Do you think that a parent should be?
Wait, he's pro-choice, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking him. Do you think that a parent specifically, like say they were in like the woods, right? Should they be like obligated to provide resources for their child, or should they be allowed to let them starve?
Obligated to provide. So what do you mean? Meaning that
are they like would it be immoral if they did not provide resources to the child and just let it starve?
It would certainly be immoral.
Okay. That's all I was arguing. So that isn't so morally speaking, you don't hold that. You're saying just legally?
No, I'm saying that there's a very clear legal precedent for why we should be pro-choice in this country. I don't think it has to do with morals. And in fact, I think the left's insistence on the moral superiority of their argument is the stupid way out, because it's not a morally superior argument.
I don't know what you're even arguing. You don't even know what you're arguing. You don't even know the distinction between
is the morally superior argument.
You didn't even know what your moral or ethical view is, right? What is the basis for value?
What do you mean?
Zach, have you even thought about abortion? What is the basis for value for human beings?
I have been the other side of an abortion or two in my life. And so I'm very aware of the reality of what that situation looks like, and the reality of.
I'm asking what the value is for human beings. Can you answer the question? What determines value?
The value of abortion?
No, what determines the value of human beings?
Oh, I think that's a big philosophical question. I don't think we can answer that here.
Okay, so you don't know?
I'm willing to just accept that Zach is pro-choice, even though he probably has no fucking reason to be. I'm just happy that he is.
Yeah, I'm happy you're pro-choice, but I'm just saying you don't have any reason.
I told you I'm pro-choice because I don't think that we should tell, like, if you're in a hospital bed next to little Timmy, I don't think we should force you to save his life, right?
Yeah, you're just bodily autonomy. That's fine. I mean, Parker, if you personally like want to challenge him on that, feel free. But like, I am
no. It's because he's arguing that like it's like not good to say that like there's like a morally good position that's pro-choice.
Oh, that's contestable.
You can make the argument. This is what I've always said about Republicans: is they shouldn't even be discussing abortion until they've fixed maternal health care and family leave and the foster system.
Wait. So then what's more?
You voted for Trump, dude. I don't take that seriously when you voted for Trump. I don't do it.
You understand that Donald Trump overturned.
Ridiculous.
You understand that Donald Trump overturned Roe v. Wade, that directly resulted in 1 out of every 3 women not having access to elective abortions.
First off, if you remember my initial
do you mind if I finish?
Of course. Sorry.
So you understand that Donald Trump overturning Roe v. Wade has resulted in 1 out of 3 women in our country not having elective access to abortion, and 22 rape victims being denied access to abortion every single day. In this last election cycle, Kamala Harris campaigned on wanting to codify federal protections through congressional legislation. Meanwhile, Donald Trump upheld that he thought that it should belong at the state level. In other words, if you are pro-choice and you believe that the Republican platform has it wrong on the issue, what is more important than Kamala Harris codifying those federal protections, ensuring that 22 rape victims per day are not denied access to abortion?
Because I think it's perfectly fine. First off, it's already been decided. The idea that you guys lied to a bunch of women and said that you could change the past.
It's not changing the past, it's passing new legislation. No one was going to overturn the Dobbs decision.
You wanted to change the past. You wanted to overturn Dobbs with a president?
No, that's what did I just say?
Does Trump want maternal health care?
Could you answer that next? What did I just say, Zach?
I'm not 100%.
Because you weren't listening to what I said. Because you weren't listening to what I said. I said that Kamala Harris did not want to overturn the Dobbs decision. She wanted to pass congressional legislation. But now you can answer Parker's question. I understand that. I just can't believe that you would posit such an idiotic take after I just clarified that was wrong.
I think what you're saying is that you want legislation passed that would have stood in opposition to the Dobbs decision, which
it's not in opposition to the Dobbs decision. Incorrect. The Dobbs decision, right, didn't rule that the issue of abortion should be left up to the states. The Dobbs decision ruled that it should be left up to the people and their representatives, regardless if that's at the state or federal level, right? So in accordance with the Dobbs decision, congressional legislation can be passed to federally protect it.
Okay, so pro-choice, I disagree that pulling on women's heartstrings after you failed to sort of like immortalize federal protection for abortion over many, many years, the Democrats just continued to use it as a little thing to get women to show up to vote. I think that was immoral. I think that this standing that you guys are suddenly wanting to change it this time is a little disingenuous. And I think it's also a red herring because that's not what I want to discuss. And I don't.
Okay. Well, first of all, no, it's
that's not what a red
disingenuous.
herring is.
And then for you to say that there's no difference between a precedent of ensuring and enshrining a woman's access to abortion, comparing to when it was federally protected, and the Democrat platform didn't have a majority support for the pro-choice movement, and now when there's no federal protections and virtually all Democrats agree that it should be federally protected, is absolutely fucking insane. And then no, it's not a red herring because I asked you a very specific question. If Kamala Harris were to pass that policy and ensure all women's access to abortion, 22 rape victims would not be denied access to abortion every single day like clockwork. All that I asked you is to name a more important issue that Donald Trump would have addressed than Kamala Harris ensuring access to abortion for all women.
Do you say 22 every day?
Every single day. Since Roe v. Wade was overturned, 65,000 rape victims have been denied access to abortion. That is 22,000 rape victims per year. That is about 22.
You understand how that they come up with that statistic, right?
Yeah, that's pulling from CDC and Planned Parenthood info.
Yeah, no. That statistic.
I know the study that I'm referencing.
The number of people that have been sexually assaulted, and then they delineate the amount of people that they think are in states where they don't have abortion bans, and then they take the total number of people who've been sexually assaulted every year. They divide it by the seconds. They add it to the thing. It's not.
No, this is coming from Planned Parenthood and CDC info.
Again, if Planned Parenthood says it, that's okay for them to come up with a bunch of different ways of distorting the statistics. But I'm telling you, that's how they came up with that statistic. It's not because every single day there's.
Okay, so you obviously know my source.
I can't get an AV.
So what's my source?
Again, if Planned Parenthood is your source...
No, Zach, go ahead and tell me. No, I'm referencing a very specific study that was used to challenge legal precedent set, right, for exclusions of rape victims from having access to abortion. What study am I referencing?
I don't know what study you're referencing. I just know studies. I understand how
Thank you. So then how could you sit here and say that my data is wrong and that it is using incorrect methodology, but meanwhile, you don't even know the study that I'm referencing?
Because there haven't been 22 women who've shown up at hospitals and been turned away for ABs based on the cause of their pregnancy.
There has.
Since Roe versus Wade. That's incorrect. What they're doing is they're taking one statistic, which is sexual assault cases in America.
I want you to justify that first premise. I suggest that it's wrong.
The point is that those women who got assaulted, right, who were pregnant, who wanted to get access to abortions or didn't want to get access to abortion, didn't have the right. So you can say not every single one of them that wanted an abortion specifically was qualified under that statistic, but every single one of those women do not have the right to choose.
So every single state, one second, every single state currently today has leniency for the 3 exceptions. No. So it is also disingenuous to say that they aren't getting care, because some aren't, especially when it comes to life of the mother, which, by the way, the total amount of
10 states have abortion banned outright.
No.
Yes.
I mean, again, listen, what I want to say is that if women care about this, we should actually go through the democratic process. And
if women care about this, is crazy.
This is just democracy, even though it's not.
What do you mean if women care about this?
What I'm saying is that if women care about this so much, then they should show it by working within the democratic system in the states that it needs working on to make it happen. Like these things.
You don't think women have done that when men have sat there and voted against it time and time again, like you? How can you fucking sit there and be like, oh, women are the ones that have to be doing this in all these states when you're the fucking man that literally voted against it on the federal level? What are you talking about? Who'd you vote for on the state level? Did you vote for Republicans or did you vote for Democrats?
I have a fantastic Democrat. I'm in the Hudson Valley in New York.
Yeah, but for some reason, Kamala Harris isn't a fantastic Democrat. What's different with Kamala Harris?
She was first off.
Wait. Who is your Democrat? Are they like a white man?
I thought it was a little ridiculous that we had someone coronated, and then secondly, because I thought RFK would have been a much better Democratic president.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yo, Zach, can you tell me who was your representative that you think is so good who's a Democrat?
Molinaro.
Okay. Well, what's their first name?
What's his name? I don't remember his first name.
You don't remember their first name, yet they're so good?
I don't care, if I'm being fully honest. Like, I voted for...
You don't care. Mark Molinaro?
So yeah, we haven't been able to have a conversation.
Shelly, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Shelly. Everybody, please show some love to Shelly down below in that comment section, literally right now. I appreciate you so much, Shelly.
Are you referencing
phenomenal.
Mark Molinaro?
Man.
You are? So surprise, surprise. We're seemingly referencing a white man?
I'm sorry, did I?
So he's like, it's okay if they're a white man. You know what I mean? Like, I'll vote. He's like, I'll vote for a white man, but Kamala Harris, no, she's for some reason not a good Democrat, but this guy is.
I generally believe that you can know more about someone's effectiveness the closer you are to their actual.
You know what he still hasn't told us? One good thing that Trump's going to do. He still hasn't told us.
I haven't really been given that option. Because
Dude.
I gave it to you twice. Parker gave it to you once. I keep track.
Okay. Well, if you'd like me to talk about what I think Trump is going to do that's positive, we can talk about some of the things. Have you guys watched his policy videos?
Yeah.
And you disagree with everything that's in those policy videos?
I disagree with majority. Just what's a good positive impact that you think a Trump term will have in America? Please.
Okay, so I think
please give me a policy.
Sure. I think it's fantastic if we make it illegal to go from Congress to being a lobbyist. I think it would be great if we made it illegal to go from a regulatory.
Yo, Denise, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you so much, Denise. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay.
How about you should make it illegal from going from a violent sexual abuser to presidency of the United States?
And I think we agree on these things.
But Zach, those are inconsequential. What's something big picture here?
Inconsequential. Those are everything.
That is absolutely inconsequential towards ensuring that rape victims have access to abortion on the federal level. That is absolutely inconsequential compared to investing $2.4 trillion into funding tax cuts for the average American to give them more purchasing power than they have today, and to vote against Trump and his tariffs that will increase the price of your gasoline by upwards of 40 to 70 cents per gallon. That is absolutely inconsequential compared to Trump isolating us from foreign leaders in the EU and growing close into foreign dictators like Putin by offering Ukraine the same solution that they are. No, we want something grandeur here. We want something big picture. Just saying that he once referenced how he might want to make it illegal to go from being a congressman or woman to being a lobbyist does not compare in the grand scheme of things to the things in which we are discussing here.
Do you not think that corporate capture of our system is sort of the base level problem, the literal base level problem that we have in this country?
It is one of the issues, and that's why I'd advocate, right, for like an anti-corruption bill that both Republicans and Democrats vehemently stand against.
Can I make another point? Also, Molinaro is a Republican.
Like, Zach, you don't have any substance here, man. I'm bringing up these points, you can't refute them, and you don't really have much to say. So, I mean, let me ask you a question. If I want to give you the mic one last time before we move on to our next guest, Jill, here. What is one thing that Donald Trump is going to do great for America that is consequential and compares to any of the great things that I brought up?
I think if all that happens is we take cancer-causing petroleum-based dyes out of our kids' cereal, that would be a pretty big win.
All right, Zach. Yeah, we just got a nut. Okay. All right. What is it,
Jill? Boy.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
None of your business.
Minor?
No.
What year did you graduate high school?
I don't remember.
What?
Man, let me get my talking point, okay? So why?
Yes.
I don't think they're a minor. I actually really don't think they are, Dean, by the way. I think they're old enough, but
No,
like,
I
dude,
actually think that they were like a young boy. I think that they were like a 14-year-old boy.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I
What?
defend that. I defend that position. Huh? A lot of people agree with me. Hello, CJ. Did you vote for Trump? LCJ. Moving on to our next guest. All right, guys. While we're getting our next guest up on the stream, make sure that we are double tapping
Clarice, thank you so much. I appreciate the $1. Thank you.
Thank you for the glowing jellyfish, Janon. And as well as if you'd like to support me, if you'd like to support Parker, our Venmos, our PayPals, our Cash Apps, they are in our bios. 100% of the proceeds on those platforms go directly to us. All right. And it's under the VNP. If you just click on our profile picture, you'll see the VNP at Dean Withers without the E. And your name as well as an attached message will pop up at the top of our phone screens where we could read your donation aloud. And yeah, it greatly supports us and we appreciate you guys for the love. And we have our next guest loading in right now. Hello, John. You said that I'm not that smart. I think I'm pretty intelligent, John.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty intelligent.
Dean, you're wrong, buddy. You're fucking not intelligent at all, buddy.
As far as politics go, I think you're very smart too. You know,
dude, you literally, the reason I
I
brought you up is because you said, Dean, you're not that smart.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I was just trying to get your attention.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I did.
You folded sub 10 seconds. You know what, John? Listen, I'm just going to put you back down in the chat because you folded so quick. I want someone.
Fuck, dude? How did you fold like that, man?
Yeah, like, dude, I want someone that's going to give me some adversary. I want someone that's going to give me a challenge. And it's not even anything about you, John. Like, you made the correct determination. I'm not mad at you. I'm not angry at you. I'm not upset with you. I'm just going to choose to move on to our next guest, right? Because I want someone that's going to give me a little bit of a challenge, right? And the very quick fold is astonishing. I'm just disappointed. That's all. Lexi, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, saying watching live right now. W's for Lexi down below. Hello, Hazan, did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Lily, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you.
Okay. Question. Why the hell did you make such a bad decision?
First of all, Donald Trump is the savior of this country.
Are you trolling?
That's my first point.
I don't think he's trolling.
So how is he?
First, he's going to close the border, and he's not going to allow all the undocumented migrants
Okay,
entering the country.
what is he going to do to close the border?
He's going to strengthen the border security.
How so?
And how?
Yeah, like
like
that's a goal. What's the plan to achieve the goal?
All right, so I'm going to say this. We have the new borders
We're
are.
waiting, buddy.
And at this point that I would really like to make,
Dude, you're
we
just giving us
had-
talking points. Give us the plan to achieve the goal
Yes.
of a closed border. Because I'm going to be honest. Let me just give you kind of my
This is-
rehash. Let me one moment.
I believe the Democratic Party-
One moment. Let me give you one moment. Please, sir, give me 1 moment. Okay, I just want to give you my thoughts here. So I'm pretty sure that Trump gets on the microphone at the press conference, at the rally, at Mar-a-Lago, wherever the hell, and he
Yes.
says, we're going to close the border. It's going to be stronger than it ever has been before because border czar Kamala Harris opened the border for all of the undocumented migrants to come into our country. And then he will say that at like 25 rallies. Okay, for 3 years straight.
What? No.
And then, 1 moment, and then you'll just believe it. Like, you don't question it. You don't question how. You don't question why. You don't question how things are. You don't question
I
exactly
disagree
what
with
he'll
you,
do. But you will literally just believe it because he's said it so many times, and then unironically tell Parker and Dean that he's the fucking savior of the country in front of nearly 10,000 people. You're brainwashed, and you could prove us wrong by simply giving us Trump's actual plan.
My bad. I was muted on accident. I apologize. My question for both of you are, so how did Trump win? He won the majority of the vote, which means
people attributed inflation to the incumbent president.
Yeah, people are just like you.
This was my point before I was muted. I don't know how I was muted, but we were with a Democratic presidency for over 4 years.
Pivot.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have done nothing for this country. Prices are at its highest ever since Kamala and Joe have stepped in office.
Okay, did you know that prices under Trump's admin were highest the day he left office? Because like, regardless of how like how well functioning an economy is, inflation will always continue to persist. So we would expect prices to historically get more, right? And then also, you said that they've done nothing for the country. Let me just ask you a quick yes or no question. You could be very blunt and short with it. During Trump's first term, do you think that he did a lot?
Yes, I do think he did a lot. Yes.
Okay, so let's play a game. You think Trump did a lot, and you think that Biden and Harris did nothing. So we're going to go ban for fucking ban, little bro. And what I mean by that is I'm going to name a piece of monumental policy they influenced to get passed, what it was and how it benefited America, and then you're going to do the same for Trump under his first game. Would you say that this is a fair game to play?
No, I would not say.
Why not?
Game to play.
Why is this not a fair game? You are saying Trump. Now let me just reiterate. You're saying that Trump did a lot
because all he did was golf,
and you're saying that Biden and Harris did nothing. So I want you to fucking be an alpha male,
I hear what
and
you're
I want you to, dude. No. This is literally like saying, I'm a millionaire, you're broke, and then the broke guy's like, all right, little bro, let's go ban for fucking ban. And then you're like, no.
Christina,
right,
thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you so much.
Like I said,
don't use that as an opportunity to interrupt me. You're saying Trump did a lot, Biden and Harris did nothing. We're going to go ban for fucking ban with monumental policy. I'll go first. Biden and Harris PACT Act. The PACT Act was a piece of legislation that they influenced to get passed through Congress that invested $800 million into expanding VA healthcare benefits. Okay, right, and this opened up veterans healthcare to over 1 million new veterans who were affected by more things that weren't previously covered, such as toxic burn pits overseas. Okay, your turn.
Trump is the savior of the country. Like I said, whatever you said, sir. I'm sorry to tell you, but I was not really listening to that. But I know one thing.
We're gonna just skip to round 2. I put a ban down, you put nothing down, I'll put another one down. They influenced the infrastructure bill. The infrastructure bill was a $1 trillion bill that Trump promised for his first 4 years, never got done, then Biden got done in the first year of his presidency. All right. This invested $1 trillion into local communities across the U.S. to renew their infrastructure by creating new construction jobs, which ultimately led to spurred economies and communities across our country. Your turn.
All right. My one question is, how can you change?
Put your ban down. Name a Trump policy. You could address anything next.
Okay,
but we're
Trump.
our game.
My strongest stance with Trump is his immigration policies.
What? Okay, sure. You can name an immigration policy that he passed during his first year, and that could be you putting your ban down. That's fine. So name it. Alejandro, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you.
I'll say this. He's going to close our borders, and
we're playing a game where we're naming policy that they passed under their first administration. Okay, it's 2-0. I've named 2. You've named 0. So we'll move on to the third round. Biden and Harris influenced the Chips and Science Act to get passed. Okay, which was a $28 billion investment into U.S.-based chip producers so we could gain global domination within the production of chips, right? Before they passed the bill, we said it's 0% of the global chip production. By 2030, we will be sitting at 20% of the global chip production.
Lexi, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
Your turn. And T-Dora, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying thank you for being so informative to so many people. I appreciate you for the love, T-Dora. Everybody, please show some love to T-Dora down there.
Trump is an actual, I can say he's a person. He's a strong leader.
What game are we playing? We're playing a game about policy. We're playing a game about naming policy. None of this is policy.
Yes, it is.
No, Trump strong leader is not the name of a policy.
I just named the policy for you, the immigration policy that he had at the border.
What was it called, and what did it do?
What it did was now it's gathering all the immigrants.
Bro, your buddy in the background is laughing at your ass because of how hard you're selling right now. He's laughing at your ass, bro.
Jenna, think of the $2.
He's laughing harder
It's not
because
even,
I
it's
called
not
him
even
out.
the chat. It's literally the entire chat and people in real life.
Voted for Trump.
And he's still, because he's laughing at your ass because you're getting cooked.
He's so mad at him. Yo, wait, what'd you just do, bro?
Yo, this nigga, he voted for Trump as well, and he knows.
He's still laughing at you.
No, I did not vote for Trump.
He voted for Trump.
Nice.
He voted for Trump. I'm so sorry, guys. But all I'm getting at is, I want to
He
know.
called you out on your bullshit too.
All I'm getting at is, before I just want to say that, it's a pleasure coming in here. And just being able to be on this live, get out my room, bro.
Nah. Your bro's chill as hell. All right, get him in the room.
Wait, it's Matt. Wait, let me see the comments. They're gonna kick us out, bro. All right, I just want to see the comment. Where's the debate?
Yeah, dude. Wow, that was wild.
Oh, I love that. Yo, W friend, right? Dude, W friend. Do you want to debate RC or is that not worth it?
Up to you. I don't mind.
Dude,
I've already debated him a million times. So.
On politics?
I don't think that's a new. I don't think it. Yeah, I've debated him lots of times on politics now.
All right, we'll just.
I mean, have you debated him? If you haven't debated him, you can.
Dude, I debated him on like gender roles. I think I did phenomenally. I actually think that was like a really good. That was like an exemplary like structure on like how those conversations are supposed to be read. I was very happy with my performance there. Yo, Lisbeth, thank you for the $20 on Venmo. Lisbeth says, thank you for putting these little men in their place. Lisbeth, I appreciate you so much for the $20 donation. Everybody, please show some love to Lisbeth down below in the comment section, literally right now. Massive W Lisbeths in the comment section right fucking now. If anybody else wants to support me or anybody else wants to support Parker, our Venmos and our PayPals are in the bio. And we appreciate you guys so very much. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. W's down below. We got our next guest loading in right now, so everybody just do give us a minute. Parker, honestly, if you want to help me get a guest in so I can respond to a text, it would be phenomenal.
I got you. All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Oh, Insane MAGA Lunatic has just joined the live.
Oh, Parker, is that all you guys say about me, bro? Is that all you're going to say, Parker and Dean? You guys have no lives, bro. Like, seriously.
Here we go.
What are you guys going to do in 20 days, about what, 40 days?
Mars, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the $10.
What are you going to do when TikTok gets banned, bro? You guys going to finally look for a real job?
Move to YouTube or like go back to my real job, yeah.
What's your real job?
Yeah. So
you guys don't have real jobs, bro.
Justin, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue doing CIA deep state operations.
You don't work for CIA, bro. You don't work for the CIA, bro. Be quiet. Shut up. You don't work for the CIA. Shut up.
One second, Justin. Amelia, thank you for the $25. I'm gonna mute you if you don't.
You're gonna tell me to shut up, Dean?
Amelia, thank you for the $25.
Don't worry, we don't just have to tell you. We can also mute you.
Amelia, thank you so much for the $25 donation on Venmo.
See? Easy as that, bro.
Dude, 1 second, bro.
I unmute.
Amelia says, thank you for making me laugh every day. I've been in such a good mood since I found you, and Parker, please never stop. Amelia, it is comments like that seriously continue to keep me motivated to keep on going. Your comment means the world, and I appreciate you so much for the $25 donation. Everybody, please show some love to Amelia down below in the comment section. But anyways, Justin, why do you think Trump will be good for America? Maybe you could start off by naming one of his policies that you like. Let's try to keep it chill.
I can't keep it true with you guys. You already know that. Because you guys are going to start getting me mad, and then all your trolls are going to go and start posting stuff on my posts. And
Okay. Well, if you can't keep it chill, we're moving on. Based Parker kick.
He called Athena the beast slayer, apparently.
Oh, get him out. Get him out. Hello, Gavin. Did you vote for Trump? And Gavin ultimately left. Moving on to our next guest here, y'all. Everybody just do give us one moment. Jen, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. It does mean the world to me, Jen. I do really appreciate you so much for the love. Everybody, please show some love to Jen down below in the comment section while we are getting our next guest up in the box. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Did you vote for Trump? Well, I actually don't even know if anyone's in the stream. All right. We're going to move on to our next guest. You guys, we got Brandon loading up in.
You got a good algorithm today, man.
Dude, I know. Barry Parker, this feels great.
What's up, boys?
Hey, do you promise to be rational and level-headed and try to engage in a logical discourse to seek truth with us, regardless of your biases?
Of course. Do you agree with the same?
I do.
All right, good. Let's have a dialogue.
No. T, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. No, I'm just kidding.
So why did you vote for Trump, Brandon?
Because Trump is going to save our country from this fucking mass terror, from this mass taxation on everything from the Biden administration.
Are taxes too high right now?
Hell yeah, brother.
Would you
We're
say?
under Trump tax policy.
Oh, Parker! I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. Oh,
That went up because of COVID.
No.
The Trump tax policy was perfect until COVID.
We're currently still under the Trump tax policy, Brandon.
I'm mad at you.
I'm sorry, Dean. I wanted to steal your thunder.
Well, yeah, but if Trump was in office, he would have adjusted then.
Is this guy okay? Tabitha, thank you so much for the $55. Thank you so much for keep up the insanely good work. Thank you so much, Tabitha. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Look at this guy's bio. His bio is Trump, hot women, guns, NASCAR. That's about it.
So Brandon, I just want to clarify that
You got
Trump's
a
tax
problem with that? Oh, I know all those things intimidate you.
No, it's just a
Little
cringe
soy
bio.
boys.
It's just a cringe bio.
I will say,
Cringe ass.
hot women intimidate me. Like my girlfriend, she intimidates the hell out of me.
You mean your boyfriend? We all know y'all gay.
so-
for each
So
other.
you're just
It's
like
okay.
homophobic?
Can I just ask you a question real quick, Brandon? Why is it always like the alt-right, quote unquote, straight conservative men that like just want me to be gay so bad?
Yeah, like what?
Nah, it's like clear. I mean,
What's clear?
It's not clear.
Wait, Brandon.
It's not
we all,
clear.
we all
No.
know what.
Wait, Brandon. I have a question.
Chris,
I have a question. How are you going to evaluate this?
How am I going to evaluate what?
Anne-Marie, thank you for the $5
How are you
on
going to
Venmo.
evaluate Dean's sexuality? How are you going to evaluate that? That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, dude,
You can
it's
tell by
like
his voice.
His
Lisa,
voice? What?
It's pretty
what about-
obvious.
What about his voice means that he's gay? That makes no sense. Push the chip gun.
Lisa, thank you for the
Just
gem.
soft. So are you?
Wait, why do you associate being gay with being soft?
Oh no, Brandon, we have so much to talk about. Please answer Parker's question, and then I'll.
Why do you
ask what I'm
associate
at.
being gay with being soft?
I don't know. It just the natural way.
What do you mean the natural way?
Okay, I'm not homophobic by any means, but gay people just
definitely
have like a
perpetuating
certain
homophobia,
tone of
sure.
voice. It's more high pitched, and you guys match that.
Thank you
So
so much for the $2. What?
so yeah, so what you're referring to is going to be like the quote unquote like gay voice, and that's like a harmful stereotype as perpetuated by like homophobic individuals to categorize like
No,
all-
I ain't
One moment,
homophobic.
one
I
moment.
love gay
To-
people.
to categorize all like gay men right under this umbrella, right? And the reason that it's really harmful is because like A, right, people on the right like turn it into a mockery, they call it soft like you did, and they make fun of it, and then B, it's like exclusionary.
He
right?
said, I'm not homophobic, but you literally just called being gay soft.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Brandon?
Yeah.
Are you okay, dude? Are the two brain cells functioning properly now? Oh, wait, we lost them? Shit. Fuck.
But I guess like my one point was like I've never been sexualized more in my life than I have been by people like you, Brandon, like the alt-right incels that are like homophobic. It doesn't make any sense. Like, dude, like imagine just like in like a fucking vacuum. You have man number one being like, I'm straight and have girlfriend, and then man number two like, no, you got boyfriend. Man number two like, no, No, you suck your best friend off. Man number's 2, like, nah, you're in a relationship with this other guy. And then I'm like, no, bro, I got a girlfriend. Then you're like, no, nope. Boyfriend. It's like, you want it.
First confetti.
It's your little fandom.
I don't care what you do in your free time. If you're gay or straight, it don't matter to me.
This person called us communists. I had to add them up. How old are you?
25.
So what is a communist?
Dude, China, bro. Like, you know what it is, dude. Like, it's not good.
Oh, okay. So we're going to skip forward. Communist is a stateless, classless, moneyless society. When you try to define communism, predicated
I was trying to get your attention.
Such as China, it's definitely not. Madeline, thank you for the $17.76 on Venmo, saying I love you guys. Thank you for the laughs. I look forward to watching your streams. Madeline, thank you so much for the donation. Everybody, please show some love to Madeline down below. And Emery with a $5 on Venmo, saying thank you so much for what you do. Please don't stop. Whether you move to YouTube or Instagram Live, we will follow you. It means the world, Emery. Thank you so much. But go ahead, Lotus.
So I was just doing that to get your attention. But
Okay.
So
all right, we'll add up someone else.
All right, yo, I kind of want to talk to like some like crazy MAGA. You know what I mean? Like I want one of the crazy ones. I want one of the insane ones. Can we get a crazy, insane MAGA in the box as we speak? That's what I want. I'm gonna be honest. That's what I need. That's what I dream of. That's what I want right now. Katie, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, saying thank you for everything that y'all do. Katie, big love. Alejandro, thank you for the $10 on PayPal, saying thank you for educating and keep doing lives. Alejandro, I love you.
Yo, Casey, did you vote Trump?
I did, yes.
Katie, think the $5. How old are you?
I am 25.
What is the craziest conspiracy theory that you believe in?
No, I'm not a crazy right person. I actually have some couple questions if you guys are cool with answering. Nothing crazy. So this was my first time voting, and it was honestly due to a lot of people kind of giving me the whole like, hey, you need to vote, you need to do your part, right? And so I don't have a ton of knowledge on everything, but I was just really pushed into it. And in that short amount of time, I did lean more towards the right. So that's what I did. And then I noticed that a lot of people kind of, I guess, gave me more shit for doing that. And it's like, well, I'm trying to do what everyone wanted me to do, if that makes sense. And so I guess I just wanted to hear your take on that. Do you think it's better to do it just to do it, or actually take the time to research?
I think you should take the time to research and do it. Like, but like, I mean, you could take our word for it. Like, obviously, like, I've been looking out for people, so I mean, you could find like someone like me, but typically I would do research, right? I would want you to like look into like what they say on both sides before you cast your vote, especially because the impacts of your vote, right, could be detrimental. Like, Donald Trump was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman. This isn't like a typical candidate, right? He bragged about grabbing women by the vagina, walking to changing rooms of naked teenage girls because he quote unquote owns the place. By the way, both without their consent. He said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. He engaged in policy that restricted women's access to abortion by putting people in the Supreme Court with the explicit reason of overturning Roe versus Wade, which got rid of the federal protections for abortion access, which led to women dying in certain states, right, because of restricted access to abortion. Great victims having restricted access to abortion based on their state's abortion laws, right, had real detrimental impacts towards women, right, in this country. And if you care about women in this country, if you care about the conditions of middle-class Americans, you wouldn't want to vote for someone who, actively speaking, wants to negatively impact them disproportionately.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I think my biggest thing that was kind of eye-opening for me, like I said, it was my first time voting, but I noticed, and this was on both sides, it seemed like there was just a lot of, to be honest, man, blatant lies, even towards both sides, literally towards and about both sides. And I guess that's what was kind of crazy to me, is I didn't realize how much that was happening. And I don't know, it was just eye-opening for me. But I did recently find both of you guys and have been kind of keeping up with you guys. But like I said, I just wanted to get your opinion on that. Cool. Not going to come here with some crazy Trump stuff. But
I appreciate you, Casey.
I appreciate you coming on. One thing I would say before you go is that Trump did have 30,000 confirmed lies under his administration. So regardless of whether or not we assign maybe a few lies to Democrats or to the Harris administration, right, I think we have to make a comparison and contrast of the two sides. And clearly Donald Trump is a continuous liar to a significantly greater extent than what we see specifically with the Democrats. Even though, I agree, that Kamala Harris has probably lied a few times, right? A few is significantly less than tens of thousands.
Awesome. Thanks for your time. Hope you guys get a crazy mix.
Isabella with the $80 donation on Venmo. That is so incredibly kind of you. Everybody, please show some love to Isabella. I want to see at least 800 W's for Isabella in that chat. Isabella says, I've never really heard of you till Jubilee video, but you seem cool and very educated, and I really admire that. If it's not too much to ask, can you say Free Palestine? Free Palestine, Isabella.
Absolutely.
Free Palestine. You know, the common sense position while our next guest is loading in, regardless of what the side of aisle you fall on, regardless if you self-label as pro-Israel or pro-Palestine, here's the solution. We could all agree that innocent people dying is bad. How do we prevent more innocent people from dying? From further funding Israel or advocating for a ceasefire? Common sense dictates one of those answers to be obviously true. Consider it. But thank you so much for the love, Isabella.
I would say, ceasefire there, and that's, of course.
Yeah, and Anonymous! Anonymous with a $100 donation on PayPal. Holy shit. Oh my God, you guys. You guys are going crazy today. Everybody, please show some love to Isabella. Please show some love to Anonymous. You guys are going fucking nuts today. Oh my gosh. Anonymous says, thank you for defending gay people. Anonymous, I know who you are. You know who I am. Love you, man. Show some love to Anonymous down below. Reed's not here.
I don't think Reed's here.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Everyone keep tapping that screen. Let's get to 2 million likes, shared live as well. Everyone will help get it out to more people.
You guys are going absolutely crazy today. Holy fuck! Susan with a $50 on Venmo. Holy cow! Saying truth to the poet. Everybody, please show Susan some love in the chat. First Isabella, then Anonymous, and now Susan. Oh my God, you guys! Thank you so much for the love. Thank you a billion times over. You guys are showing an unprecedented level of love today. I seriously, I haven't felt this in a long time. You guys are so incredibly kind. Please show some love.
Oh, that's like the worst mic.
That is really bad. Please show some love to Susan down below. It means the world, Susan. You are so loved and appreciated. Everybody, please show some love.
Yo, Sid, thank you so much for the race car. Thank you so much. Give me some W's for Sid in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What's up, Jaden? Did you vote for Trump? Jaden's not here. All right, go back to spamming MAGA down below.
Oh my gosh, can I say thank you to some people?
Yeah.
Wendy with the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Wendy. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hannah with the $20 for appreciate everything you do. Parker, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hannah, thank you so much for the $20. Ashlyn, thank you so much for the $5. Susan, thank you so much for the $50 as well. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's for Susan? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Katie, thank you so much for the $5. Julia with the $30 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Julia. Can we get some W's for Julia in the comment section right now as well? Altris, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Y'all are going fucking insane. Holy shit. Anonymous with the $100. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's for Anonymous as well? Thank you so much. Oh my God. What is going on? Hannah, thank you.
Hannah, thank you so much for the $25 donation on Venmo. And I'm guessing you also just got a $25 donation from Ann as well. So at least 50 W's for Hannah in the comments.
But Hannah, thank you for the $10. I appreciate it, Hannah. And again, Julia, thank you so much for the $30 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Julia. Thank you so much, everyone. Y'all are fucking incredibly.
What the fuck, Josh? Josh with a $50 donation donation on PayPal for being dope. Yo, let's fucking go. Based? Hello?
Based.
Ring, ring, ring. Who is this? The Base Department? Yo, show some love to Josh down below. Show some love to all of our donors. We appreciate you guys so much. It means the world to us. And I mean, your proceeds will be applied just for transparency towards our trip out to DC. And that's gonna be a lot of fun. But also, please do.
Alex, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate the kind words. Thank you.
And please do stay tuned, you guys, because we're gonna be doing a pretty fun fundraiser here in the next week. And here in the next week or so. So just stay tuned for that, you guys. Hope we see some similar levels of love for that. Altrice, thank you for the $15 on PayPal. I appreciate you, Altrice. Everybody, please show some love to Altrice down below. What's up, Appa? Did you vote for Trump?
I did, and I do have a question to ask.
Yeah, sure, go for it, man.
I think one of my biggest questions regarding the whole
Millie with a $25 donation on PayPal. Thank you, Millie. W for Millie down below. And Chandra, thank you for the $10.
Policies that you are specifically against.
Yeah, sure. We could go over that. Shout out to Millie and Chandra. I appreciate you guys for the love. So let's talk about some of the things that he did during his first term that I didn't really like, and then we could go into what he wants to pass this term.
Yeah, of course.
So during the first term, overturning Roe v. Wade, that was detrimental to women and women's rights. It was so incredibly regressive to the state of America. I can't believe that we now live in a country where we'll have granddaughters growing up with less rights than their grandmothers. Moving forward to his second terms, tariffs are terrible. We're estimating that the 25% tariff on Canada alone is going to increase the price of our gas by 40 to 70 cents a gallon.
If you don't mind me asking really quick, are you talking about the supposed tariffs towards Mexico and Canada?
Well, we're going to be talking about the flat tariffs on all goods imported into our country. Specifically, the isolated tariffs on Canada are going to increase the price of our gasoline by 40 to 70 cents a gallon.
All right. Anything else in specific, just so out of curiosity?
No, it's just his tax policy as a whole. It's like exorbitantly expensive. It's estimated by the CRBF to cost upwards of $7.5 trillion. Then it disproportionately favors rich people. I think right now, especially after... What's that?
Sorry, it's CFRB. I got it wrong myself.
The Committee for
Responsible Federal Budget.
Yeah. Where was I at? I totally just lost my place.
Or CRFE. My bad. That's actually my bad. Drishti, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
What was I just saying?
The $5. Thank you so much. You were saying like what the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget indicates specifically about like what the debt related spending is going to be.
Oh yeah. So like not only is his tax policy absorbently expensive, but it's disproportionately built for rich people, and he has no plan on how he intends to pay for that or where that money is going to come from. Yeah. And I think that right now, especially after the pandemic, like I say that the average American has less purchasing power, more debt, less savings, and we need to fix that. And we shoulda, woulda, coulda with Kamala Harris's policy that was built for that average American, but here we are. And then I'd also say a lot of his stances on immigration, such as revoking birthright citizenship, serving as a detriment to Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, veterans benefits, disability benefits, very, very bad. There's a plethora of other factors isolating us from foreign world leaders of democracies in Europe while growing closer to people like Putin, lying about conversations with the president of Mexico. It's all just very bad.
Yeah, so I think I'm inclined to agree with you with a lot. I think, especially from 2016, a lot of the promises that he made is kind of hogwash. I think one thing for me that I thought was imperative when voting for him is the whole issue in terms of the war with Ukraine and the war with Israel and Gaza. I feel like the way that both Biden and, of course, Harris, there's kind of limited stuff that she could have done. But I think given the circumstances, I don't know what else she would have done different than Biden. And in terms of ending the war, ceasefire with both Ukraine and Russia, as well as Israel and Gaza.
Well, her position was ceasefire, Israel and Gaza, but like contradictory bullshit because she also supported funding to Israel and then like fully supporting Ukraine to win the war.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that's kind of the thing with her.
Thank you so much for $5.
That has been kind of, I guess, off. She, had the whole issue with Josh Shapiro and not advocating for his vice presidency. for
What's your
her.
stance?
I think, in general, in terms of war, Trump would do a better job at creating diplomacy and peace.
Terrible. No, it's so bad. We have like leaders in the EU spiraling, figure out what the fuck they're gonna do to up their support to Ukraine because he's inevitably gonna pull out because he's demanding things from Ukraine, the same things that Putin is now, which could even like some experts are saying that'll end up getting countries in Europe involved in the war, meaning that it could turn into a world war. And then in the Middle East, just saying that he wants Israel to destroy Palestine, and there's going to be hell in the Middle East if Hamas doesn't release their hostages, even though Israel has Palestinian hostages and Israel's the aggressor, is just like fucking insane. Like, what we need is less innocent people to die, regardless of where you stand. Less innocent people dying is good. We achieve less innocent people dying with a ceasefire, not by like further funding for one side to win. And then fighting against Russian expansion is good. We achieve that by standing with the EU and funding Ukraine, not by demanding the same things that Russia is.
Yeah.
Right?
So
That's why he's terrible for those two conflicts.
I do think in terms of the whole Israel situation, I might slightly agree. But in terms of Russia, I mean, what you say stand with the EU, and I get that. But knowing how, and not to, completely disregard his whole personality, but Putin and the way he acts, the way he goes about himself, he kind of has that kind of personality that if you back him into a corner, like a dog, gonna bite, so on and so forth. What do you think the situation would be if that happens to him? Because of course, there's a given that
he backs off. He backs off. That's what's gonna happen. Like, dude, the Russian ruble is fucked. Their economy is fucked. The only thing propping it up is gonna be the industrial military complex. Their GDP is fucked. Their global relations are fucked. Their exports are fucked. Right? I'd estimate another year of unilateral support for Ukraine. Russia backs off and just gives them their land, and the war is over.
So
that's honestly what I'd say.
So essentially, it's just a weight game. Is what you're trying to advocate.
Because their country is so fucked. It is so fucked. Everything about Russia is fucked. There's nothing going like good or positively for Russia.
But I think they're kind of in the same situation, kind of equal to China in terms of there's no way anytime
worse than
soon.
China. Worse than China.
Well, the point that I'm trying to make is that I don't think anytime soon, kind of like China, their government is going to change. I don't think that there's going to be any specific situation that changes how they go about things, especially concerning with Taiwan and China and the whole invasion that's supposed. Kind of the way that Russia looks at Ukraine. And I think given those two superpower countries, it's kind of hard to go about things in such a weight game way.
Dude, the funny thing is like China isn't some like crazy like contestable superpower.
No, you're right.
Their
you're
GDP
right.
hasn't grown a fucking penny in the last 4 years. In fact, it's shrinking. And no, the weight game will only work with Russia because of how terrible they're doing. Go look up inflation on the ruble. Go look at their GDP. Go look at how much that's being propped up by the production of military weapons.
But I do feel like it is clear that
what we need to do is we need to hold
Taiwan.
We need to hold the red line against Russia 110%. The red line that was set in 94 of the Budapest Memorandum and the red line that's been pressured since the formulation of NATO. I find no reason to be backing off from our funding and support for Ukraine and just like saying that we like want to side with Putin. Like when you're siding with Putin over all of the leaders in Europe, you're probably on the wrong side of history.
Well, I think the biggest issue is more so in advocating for less murders and deaths. And I mean, you see all these videos of all the war crimes that technically both sides are committing, but more so Russia.
They're gross. They're gross. I know the videos you're talking about. It's nasty, gross shit.
But that's the main reason. And I know you disagree with it, but I think that's probably the main reason why. And same sort of the same with Israel, except that situation.
No, I get you. Like, Appa, I surprisingly actually understand this position. I've seen those videos too. I completely understand how you could go from step one, seeing like videos of like literal like disgusting drones dropping bombs on people, then like watching them die on like and then being like, I think it's best if they just stop where they're at. Ukraine gives up some of their land and the fighting stops. I actually get how you could reason yourself to the conclusion. But the issue with that is that means we have removed a red line with Russia that was previously set, and we give Russia what they want.
Well, then I guess
they won't stop.
Well, then I guess
annexed Crimea in 2014. We gave them what they wanted. There was no pushback against that. And what did they do? They kept going. And now it is 2024. And if we give them what they want with Ukraine, they will keep going until either A, they've rebuilt the USSR, or B, they are forced to stop because of aggression from other countries setting their red lines. Why? In what world would we possibly?
Reed just sent me $15 saying I don't like Dean.
In what world would we possibly want?
And Tiona, thank you the $5.
That to continue. And then also, Amy, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. Amy says, thank you for giving a voice to the voiceless. Your actions don't go unnoticed. We love you, Dean. Amy, I know exactly who you are, and you've been supporting so much recently. Thank you so much for the love, Amy. That is Amy with 2 eyes. W's for Amy in the comment section. That's so incredibly kind of you. And Megan, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. It means so much. Thank you so much for the love. And then additionally, Megan, thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying, I love Dean. Yo, base, dude. W's for Megan. Holy cow.
I think then, if you don't mind, the only other question that I have is, if you say this about Trump and you say how he would have and will handle everything, horribly, and I can understand that position in certain ways, at least in particular with Israel, how would have Kamala Harris done things different? And what do you think
with Israel
would have been better? Yeah, well, in general, because clearly, at least with Israel, and Gaza,
you gotta specify a like specific thing. You have to be more specific.
In terms of calming down the situation, and creating diplomacy and peace within Israel and Gaza.
Oh, great! Yeah, advocating for ceasefire. Duh. Less innocent people die. Like I don't care.
But advocation only goes so far, right? I mean, as I said, but advocation only goes so far.
Well, yeah, and it seems like they started to realize that at the end of their presidency. I don't think that they realized it early enough. But I'd say that we saw a first step with the arms embargo. They're like, okay, you guys, we've been asking you for a ceasefire for all this time. You haven't done jack shit. So now we're gonna stop sending you weapons unless you do, right? And I honestly think that if Kamala Harris was elected, she would have inevitably achieved a ceasefire. Would I have looked at her with glee? Absolutely fucking not, because the administration was slow moving. But is that better than Trump just wanting to continue to fund Israel all of the way?
Okay. Well, yeah, I think in all honesty, I have to agree with you. I'm honestly probably not as educated as the both of you, but I definitely trying to be biased or not be biased, and hence why I asked what I asked. Because I agree with abortion.
Well, I appreciate you for coming up here. I guess we'll go and find our next guest. Have a good one, man. Yeah, Parker, I think that's a good idea. And honestly, my take, I'm just going to respond to you very vaguely on live so people don't know exactly what we're talking about, because I don't really feel like just texting you back. I feel like that's inevitably what will just end up having to happen, because I don't think that there's something that they really want to do, if that makes any sense, and just won't invest the time and the energy into solving. So we'll just have to do it.
Yeah, and there's no reason why we wouldn't.
Yeah. What's up, Kendra? Did you vote for Trump?
I did vote for Trump.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
All right, Kendra.
Susan, thank you for $5. I did see that. Thank you so much, Susan.
So, Kendra, I got a question.
Okay.
Why the hell did you make such a bad decision?
So, I don't personally think it was a bad decision. I think that most of my bias is from Texas, but I'm recently living in Arkansas. I'm in Fayetteville. So, I do see both sides at the moment because the
I hear you. Yeah, that's a bias. I'll give it to you, Kendra. That's a bias.
I'm also an environmental science major, so I do I really do have both sides of it. But I think where I stand, Republican, is on immigration and border security, and the energy environment. And I know that that's pretty controversial.
Wait, why do you stand Republican on energy policy?
Because I don't think that importing our oil is the best move. I think that
fair, but we were more reliant on imports under Trump than Biden and Harris.
Also, that would cause prices to go up.
He did promote domestic energy production,
but Biden and Harris promoted it more. EIA.gov. Like, seriously, the most domestic crude oil we ever produced under Trump was 12.9 million barrels of oil, and that was in December of 2019. We've had like incessant record highs under Biden and Harris at about 13.3 to 13.4 thousand barrels of oil per day.
Then why did the oil shoot up so high? I mean, that's
because of global supply.
I mean, I do think there's other.
No, it's because we're importing less oil into the United States right now than we were under Trump's administration.
Yeah, like just global supply. Excuse me, oil is a global market, and it always will be. That's how it works. And like when we have less oil available in the global marketplace, because OPEC is producing less and we're no longer getting Russian oil, like each barrel is going to be slightly more expensive. And we're also just importing less because of the lack of global supply. And that leads to higher prices. It's actually like pretty simple on like the macro scale. But like,
thank you so much for the $5. Thank you.
We don't control that. We only control our domestic production, and we could like kind of try to influence things in OPEC and kind of try to influence like releasing or sanctioning Russian oil if they stop killing people. But like, man, they did everything they could, and I mean that was pretty exemplary considering the fact that we've never produced more oil than we have under the Biden and Harris administration.
Well, I mean, I learn new things every day, but there's also like a bunch of other things that I voted Trump for. I also just have a really, I think the immigration and border security is a huge thing as well, which I did bring up in my first point with, I know I'm pretty biased from people that live more centralized in the country. They don't understand the immigration and how bad it is in Texas, and seeing how it has affected multiple people. Oh my God, these comments are awful. I've never been bullied this much. This is awful.
I'm looking at the comments. I don't really see anybody bullying you, but if there is people bullying Kendra in the comment section, you stop. But like, I think a lot of people in the comment section are just calling it like hypocritical for like you to vote for like someone that is like so anti-woman, literal like rapists, etc. And I'd like generally like agree with those points.
I mean, if we want to go towards the women's side, I'm fine with that as well, of why I voted Republican, even though that could be seen as voting anti.
It definitely is. It definitely is. In this election, it is. It is. Like, you're voting for the dude that's like raped a woman, emboldens misogynists, emboldens sexists, emboldens rapists, promotes rape culture, right? Promotes traditionalism, promotes systemic oppression of women, especially black women. And that's a fact.
My thought on abortion is, and I've explained this to a couple other people, is I don't fully agree that the Roe versus Wade thing should have been overturned, which happened a long time ago. But now that it is a state issue, I don't think we should be changing it back to a federal issue due to the fact of there are a lot of extremists on the left and right. And I think that if we were to go with a federal issue, make it banned totally or make it completely okay across all states, I think that both sides would either, hospitals would start getting burned down, Planned Parenthoods would get protested against on the right side or on the left side.
Planned Parenthoods are always protested against.
Yeah, I know
That's not new. I mean, Roe v. Wade functioned for 40 years with Planned Parenthoods being protested against. And that's nothing like Planned Parenthood has like built out policy and like training to deal with the protesters for getting like people in the doors.
But you can also agree,
and that's definitely not good.
More extreme.
But that's not good justification to support policy that inherently discriminates against 1/3 of women.
But there are other states that are also allowing it, so
that doesn't change anything.
My extent, you can go to another state.
If the year was 2020, when like the right for a woman to vote was up to states, would you say, oh, we should like federally protect that? Or like, oh, well, there's other states that allow it. Maybe you should move to California.
I mean, people are moving from California to Texas due to taxes, move to California for abortion. It works the same way.
Answer my question.
What was your question?
If you were alive in 1920 when, like, you know, suffragette movements were attempting to federally protect a woman's access to vote, would you say, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe all women should have the same rights as I do? Or would you be like, well, if you want the access to vote, just move to a state where you can?
I mean, that's a valid point if you're going really extreme with it.
It is, because all women should have that. Every single one. A woman shouldn't get more or less access to fundamental health care based upon her geographic location. And that absolutely applies to women that have the means to go to other states to get an abortion. But even think about the women that don't, dude. Think about like the women, Rose, thank you so much for the galaxy. I mean, Kendra, how old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21. How many 21-year-old women do you know that are your same age that are either A, still in college, or survive purely off of either their parents paying their tuition and eating at the school cafeterias, or like work a minimum to low-paying job where they live paycheck to paycheck?
I know across the board.
So many, right?
A variety across the board, yes.
So many. I mean, that's the story of a lot of 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-olds. It's actually the story of the average American. Do you really think that that average American could pack up and hop in a plane for 4 hours, paying $900 for a ticket, taking 3 days off of work just to pay for a $500 to $600 abortion procedure if she got raped and was pregnant in a state where they don't even allow that?
No, but I mean, this is a genuine question.
And that's
but
why
how many
you can't
states?
just say go to
how many
California.
states? How many states ban it for these three things? Of it goes against the mother's health, it is of a rape, and it's incest. How many states go off those three?
Yep.
10.
Megan, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. 10.
So 1/5.
Yeah, and that's 65 rape victims a day that are denied access to abortion, or whatever 22,000 divided by 365 is. Yep. But like even for elective abortions, like I think that obviously a circumstance of rape is more elective, is more like abysmal than like elective circumstances. But I don't think that one woman deserves more access to health care or more rights than another woman, depending upon how like dire her circumstances are. Like I think that all women, even in elective circumstances, deserve access to abortion.
I don't know. I don't agree with that fully.
Okay. You think that elective abortions are wrong?
Elected?
Elective. That just means man and woman engage in intercourse knowing that it leads to pregnancy with consent, and the woman gets pregnant and wants an abortion.
Yes.
Can we play a game?
To an extent of the health of the mother. And
yeah. So let's just specify elective abortions. Not about rape, not about SA, not about insects, not about health of the mother. Just like imagine you with consent engage in sex with a man, you got pregnant and you want to get an abortion. Okay? You think that's wrong. Let's play a game. Give me every single reason you could think of that's wrong.
I mean, it's the same thing of like, if you're going to commit an action towards anyone you like, let's just say you're going to rob someone, you know it's wrong, you get punished for it. If I had sex, well, I do, but if I were to, holy shit, I just said that to 10,000 people.
It's okay. People have sex.
Okay. If I were to
the end of the world.
No, it's just like
Christians.
Out.
Oh my God, Christians riot! Riot! We have a sinner.
It's okay. No, I'm just saying that like if it was for me and if I knew I was doing something that had a, possible consequence. I hate to word it like that because that's kind of awful for a baby, but a consequence, then I feel like actions, you need to abide by that consequence. Now, of course,
okay,
I have my own little thing about that, which I don't want to bring up.
Kendra, I once again will reiterate my question. I'm going to make you look bad, and I'm going to dunk on you, but I want to provide you with a very fair, ample, and easy opportunity to prevent that. Okay? Can you think of any other reasons why abortion is bad?
I don't want to go the religious route. So I'm going to say that it is a surgery that you go through and put your body through that can be particularly harmful for your body, and that you should probably just avoid putting your body through unnecessary surgery. And that is a possible life that can be created that could have a good impact on an individual. But there's also other ways. If you know you don't want to get pregnant and you know that you don't want a kid, there's also other ways to protect yourself from that as a guy and a girl.
Okay. Well, you have successfully circumnavigated the absolute roast of a lifetime, because you so happen in the middle of everything there to say it's a possible life that can be created. With those 3 words, you were able to circumnavigate around the roast session of a fucking lifetime. But I think the point still half stands. And the reason the point still half stands is because seemingly the thing that all pro-lifers always forget is the damn fetus. And all of these conversations always, they stand on the front lines screaming about how baby lives matter, you're killing and murdering children, when in all reality, that is never why someone is actually pro-life, and it usually results down to wanting to have some control or influence over the body that of a woman because you deem their decision-making processes as incorrect or inadequate just because they uphold different standards of romance, intimacy, and sex than you do, okay? And out of virtue of that, you're not pro-life, you're just pro-control and punishing women, and by virtue of that, pro-punishing children by placing unwanted kids in unready households and forcing 18, 19, 20-year-old boys and girls to be parents because of that. And that's an issue, okay? Right? But overwhelmingly, I think when you say that, a pregnancy is a result of sex and you know the risk of that, so you should be obligated to deal with the consequence. We never talk like that ever in any other context. A smoker knows that they might get lung cancer, and they acknowledge that risk, but we don't obligate them to it. If a smoker gets lung cancer, they go to the doctor, and they get a chemotherapy to kill the lung cancer. Okay, what was your other point? You said something about...
Contraception.
Contraception. Sure, okay. I think that it's okay to point out that there is plenty of people in America that are engaging in intercourse without the use of contraception that get pregnant and get abortions. Surprisingly, it's a minority. 54% of women who get abortions are doing so because of the failure of contraceptives, but still yet it needs to be pointed out that the other 46 aren't, okay? And I'll even take it one step further. That is a problem that deserves to be addressed and deserves to be fixed.
But that's the problem.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Kendra, but please just allow me to finish speaking. Please just allow me to finish speaking. You're not wrong. That's a systemic problem, okay? But the way to address that problem isn't to, fuck them over by making them moms. The way to address that problem is by introducing more sex ed in high schools to make sure that our youth is well informed on what sex is and what it leads to, and by offering free access to forms of contraceptives. Okay, right? Your fix to the issue violates women's rights. Your fix to the issues forces people to be parents when they shouldn't. Your fix to the issue results in unwanted kids being forced in an unready household. Your fix to the issue results in lower levels of education, lower levels of income, lower levels of employment, and lower qualities of life. My fix to the issue allows women to have that access to the vital health care they deserve, while also upholding a greater system that will result in less people engaging in intercourse recklessly that will then leave a woman from seeking an abortion. Your motivations are control. My motivations are the fact that abortions suck, and although women should have that access because it is a bare fucking necessity, I would still like less women from having to go through that.
So I actually never stated that I wanted abortions to be banned across the nation. I said that I think there would be both sides would create an issue if anything changed between state issue and federal issue because we have such extremists in our country. I never said that I was completely pro-life, and I never said that abortion should be banned across the planet. I do agree in education. I do agree that contraception should be more available and how to use them should be available, but I never said that it needs to be banned across. I just said it would happen to be, if it got banned, people would be doing it very unsafely. Probably more lives would be lost across the board, or if it got federally.
So you think no federal protections because people will be pissed and do crazy shit?
Absolutely.
When has that ever stopped us before? What was the Civil War?
Us fighting each other, the North versus the South, for slavery.
Why? Because the Union wanted what?
They wanted to ban slavery while the South wanted to keep it, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Kayana, thank you so much for the $6.68 from the Save Parker from the Ghost Fund. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we fight for human rights here, Kendra. We do. Okay, we did it with the Civil War. The suffragettes did it in the 1920s. Black Americans did it in the 1960s. Okay, we fight for human rights, and I don't think that your position, that maybe if we were to introduce these federal protections, people would be mad and some qualms would start. I don't care, right? Because it is significantly more important for women and girls to have those rights and that access to abortion, right? Compared to like allowing 65 victims per day to be denied access to abortion because
Wyatt, thank you for the $2 from the Save the Parker from the Ghost Funds. Thank you so much. I can't speak. Save Parker from the Ghost Fund.
Angel, thank you for the $20 donation on Venmo. I do really appreciate you so much for the love. It means the world to me, Angel. Angel says, thank you for talking about elective abortions. Focusing on the 3 exceptions concedes too much space to Republicans. Yes, actually, Angel, you are completely based, 100% correct. Smartest thing I've read all day. Birth control fails, adoption is broken, and people are poor. These people would rather traumatize children/women than verse just allowing the choice to abort. Absolutely so based. Wait, and also, I just wanted to clarify something in the chat. So I said Black Americans earlier, and then people in the chat were saying African Americans, Dean, please. I just want to ask a question to people watching. Is it, like, when I just want to refer to Black people in America, is it better to say Black Americans so that's more inclusive of people that are Black but not African Americans? Or, like, should we say, like, African Americans?
Appreciate the Galaxy. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is
there you go.
something you not want to speak on.
No, you're good. I was asking the chat.
I have no place.
Don't worry, Kendra. I wasn't asking you.
Wait, Kendra, I have a question.
Okay.
Would you let someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman get access to a gun?
In what capacity?
What do you mean, in what capacity?
Like, their previous rapist, and then they go in, they already have that on their record, and they ask for a gun, and
they were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, and they specifically want to legally get a gun. Do you think they should legally be able to get a gun?
What's their purpose of wanting to get a gun?
Does it matter? Do you think in any context they should be able to get access to a gun legally?
If they have been convicted as a rapist, they've already gone through the legal efforts, they've either been in prison for a certain amount of time or anything like that, and they're getting a gun to protect themselves, and they're holding up the Second Amendment, then absolutely they can allow it.
Oh, you think someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing women should be able to get access to a gun?
I think if you've already gone through the process, that I know that people are not going to agree with this, but there's a difference between, I feel like you're using rape because I'm a woman and you're trying to do it, but I like using
I do that with a lot of people. It's not because you're a woman. That's a really weird assumption.
Okie dokie.
Rape only apply to women? I'm confused.
Well, in this context, because I know y'all are going to go after Trump, who is a man who did that. So that's where I'm shooting that. So it depends on their purpose of getting a gun. It depends if they've gone through if they've gone through the background.
I don't think it depends on any person. So if someone was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child, should they in any context legally be allowed to get a gun?
Those are two different. Different things.
The difference is the victim is younger and the victim is older. So tell me, in that circumstance, should they be able to get access to a gun legally?
Yes.
Yes? You think someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child should be able to get access to a gun?
Okay, if they were viable of robbing a bank, if they were viable of breaking...
Liable of sexually assaulting a child.
Then they wouldn't be in an area to get a gun because they would be in prison.
That's
So
actually not true. I'll give you a specific example. In New York, right, there's a statute of limitations on criminal courts on sexual abuse, which means that there are literally thousands of people that are held civilly liable of sexually abusing children, right, in civil courts, but not in criminal courts. So under the law currently, they can get access to guns. I don't think that should be allowed. Do you think that should be allowed?
I think
they should be able to get
prison.
access to guns legally?
I think they should be in prison. I don't think they should even be in society.
So, okay, I agree, but do you think that they should be able to get access to guns? If they're in prison, no. Okay, so then my question stands, right? If you don't think that they should, or actually, what would be the distinction between the victim being a child and the victim being an adult? That means in one scenario, you think the person who perpetrated the violent offense should be able to get access to a gun, but not in the other one.
I think they should both be in prison, which they wouldn't be.
Okay, well then both of them shouldn't be able to get guns. If they shouldn't be able to get access to guns, why should they be able to run for president and gain access to the nuclear codes? Why the fuck did you vote for him?
I voted for him not based on those cases and not based on the rape and not based on any of that. I voted on him for many other reasons. I don't like...
You voted for him in despite of the fact that he was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman. That's what you did. In despite of that. In despite of the fact that he restricted women's access to abortion. In despite of the fact that he bragged about grabbing women by the vagina without asking and walking into changing rooms of naked teenage girls because he quote-unquote owns the place. In despite of the fact that he called for a complete and total shutdown of Muslims to enter the country. You understand that, right?
I voted based on policy, and I've compared policies between Harris and Trump.
Give me two Trump policies he influenced to get passed that were good.
Let's see. Wait, are you talking about past policies or are you talking about future policies?
Two past policies he influenced to get passed that were good.
He did the energy independence, what I already started about with reducing reliance on foreign imports. The border wall, if you want me to bring up more.
One, we imported more under Trump's administration for oil. Two, you're not referencing a policy. Give me a policy.
Because Biden just followed the same Trump policy. That's why he gained more. He just started in
Can you give me the policy?
Not by name, I just know it.
So you don't know the policies, yet you voted for him.
I know that Trump promoted domestic energy production, including oil and other natural...
What policy? Because we have higher domestic production of oil right now than any point in U.S. history or any of any country.
Because Biden didn't change over Trump's policy.
Actually, apparently he did to Republicans, as they were claiming. So if he didn't change the policy, well, then how are you claiming Trump's is better? If it's the same policy, then how is one better?
Because Trump
said, think of the $10. Madison, think of the what? Think of the dollar. What's up?
I'm not trying to not talk, but I just saw that Dean was saying something. I heard dollar, and I didn't know if y'all were thanking anyone. Sorry. No, that I literally just didn't want to interrupt you guys. That was out of being nice. Sorry.
My mic has been. I just unmuted my mic has been muted since I got back from using the restroom.
All I heard was dollar. I'm sorry. I really thought y'all were trying to thank someone. That's it. I'm sorry.
I'm just like very politely scrolling through Twitter on my laptop while my mic is muted.
Anyways, I also liked his Veterans Choice program, allowing veterans more options to healthcare.
Lisa, thank you for the shiny air balloon. I appreciate you for the love.
I did not like how Biden signed the Willow Project in Alaska, even though I know that's keeping oil in the USA. I just don't like that it was in a national territory.
Okay, you know what? We agree on that, but what you're not understanding specifically is that if you're referencing domestic oil production, tell me what specifically Trump did that the Biden-Harris administration didn't do that you like from Trump. Push the gem gun. Thank you so much.
Hey, also, I just want to let you know, the crypto bots in the comment section, y'all are going to start getting banned.
Ask the question again. It was, what did Trump do in his previous years that Biden didn't do, and why I voted for Trump?
Yeah, what did Trump do as it relates to increase of domestic oil production the Biden-Harris administration didn't do that means that you like Trump?
I think that Biden followed most of Trump's policies, given the fact that they kept doing the domestic energy production. I just didn't like how Biden, claiming to care about the environment and do all of this environmental science stuff, and conservation signed the Willow Project in Alaska. That was like
That
17.
Trump was also going to sign. I'm asking you, what did Trump do that the Biden-Harris administration didn't do that specifically means that you like Trump?
I don't have an answer for you.
And also, right, if you care about the environment, why